Hello everyone, I am Surrenderlot the Awesome, and I'm back, and I'm ready to look at some more r/entitled parents. It's the first time in a while, and without further ado, let's get into this. Okay, so this first post here says, Lady gets mad at me for being naked in my house. For starters, I'm a nudist, kind of. I don't go out to nudist retreats and stuff, but when I'm home, I'm nude. My husband usually has something at underwear, and at least he's rarely naked. I started doing this as soon as I moved out on my own, and so for about 4 years. I also have cats and have to keep my blinds open a little so they can't break them open, so they're open about 2 to 3 inches. Well, it's kind of the same roof way for my cats. Obviously, I am aware of this and do my best to stay away from the windows and don't open the door with my D out. And we currently live in a trailer park because our last apartment kicked us out for having a German Shepherd, which we didn't know was against the rules. So, the only place we could find that would allow us to keep her was at the trailer park. I would never get rid of my pets, so we went to the trailer park. Living in the park was fine, and it's nice enough. Our trailer is a 2018 model and doesn't feel like a trailer at all once you're inside. The only problem is they're kind of close together. My neighbor already gives us dirty looks, probably because we're a gay couple, so we got a homophobic Karen here. Got it. One day I was cleaning the floor and I had to dump the water out, and so I put boxers on and dumped it outside. She immediately got mad at me because she doesn't work and sits at home all day and came out yelling, "You can't come out naked." I am not. I'm in my boxers. I just came out to dump this mop water. There's kids here. Put some clothes on. I have clothes on. Goodbye. I mean, to be fair, yeah, that can be clothes, kind of. So, yeah. And so this OP goes on to say, and I walk back in. About a week later, I was just hanging at my home, nude, like I do, and I was in my office playing some video games, and I had the headphones on, and I saw my phone that my front door camera picked up motion, so I looked and at my neighbor, and she was looking through my windows into my living room. Through it, I told her to go away, and she jumped and quickly left. After playing for a while, I walked into the kitchen and was making food. Again, I got a notification that someone was at my front door, and I look, and it was her again. I grabbed my shorts and headed to the door. Yes? Who do you think you are? What? I saw you walking around naked. Yeah, I was in my house. Why were you watching me? There's kids here. You can't do that. I was in my house, so no one can see me unless they're looking through my windows like you were. How dare you accuse me of that? That's disgusting. Okay, goodbye. I shut the door and called the office, complaining that she's been looking through my window and was harassing me for being nude in my own house. Ultimately, they sided with me and said that if she continues to do that, I am free to call the police. So far, I haven't had any problems. Edit. I forgot she also complains about seeing my D print through my shorts. Edit. The blinds are closed and pulled up about 2 to 3 inches to keep my cats from breaking them. You know, I think with this I have to rate this probably an 8 out of 10. I mean, I can sort of see where this person is coming from, but the way she's reacting is especially on the second part where she's looking through people's windows is not really normal. And in all honesty, she kind of has to maybe not do that. I mean, that can be considered kind of creepy depending on how you would interpret that. Well, actually, that's just kind of creepy all around. And in all honesty, yeah, I think she's kind of off her rocker a little. Yeah, so on to the next post. Dad takes my gift money. Oh boy, this should be interesting. Background. Many years ago, when I was in high school, my mom would give me money every day to buy juice, soda, etc. This extra money added to $10 a week. I would keep it in my room and save up this cash to spend for later. Well, my dad liked to come into my room and take this money, like an ATM, when he needed extra cash because he believed that it was still his, even though my mom gave it to me. On to the story. In March, before my high school graduation, I got my first graduation gift from my grandmother's best friend. A card on it with a $100 bill tucked inside. I kept this card in my room as a month rolled by. I had a little stack of cards and checks, and this was the $100 bill. One weekend, we went shopping in a big city nearby. Later that week, I looked inside the card and to find the $100 bill missing. So I asked my dad if he took it, and he said, I took it because I needed the money when we went shopping and didn't have time to go to the ATM. This made me mad because I felt entitled to the money, because he felt entitled to the money that was a gift for me and for my future. And at the time, the $100 was about a quarter of all the gifts that I had received. So, over the course of several months, I kept asking for the money back, but he just kept blowing me off. Then December rolls around that $100 would be nice used to you would be nice to use for Christmas gifts. So it just so happened that we were out shopping. Dad gave my mom cash, and as she was giving it back, I grabbed one of the $100 bills and tried to take it out of his hand. My mom gasped and says, "You haven't paid her back yet?" My dad released the bill and finally got my money back, only because my mom was there. Don't worry about my money. I made sure after he stole my gift money, I opened up a bank account and he couldn't have access to it anymore. I learned my lesson about my dad and money. Edit, to clarify, my dad never really borrowed money from others. He had a credit card, sure, but but paid those off years ago. He only acted entitled to cash in my room. Running joke was I was like his ATM, and he was in fact mine. Uh, and he was mine. Uh, and since I wasn't allowed to have a job, that's a whole different other story. Yes, I'm still in contact, but I just couldn't have cash in my room. This also happened 10 years ago. Yeah, OP, I think with this I have to rate this a 10 out of 10. Well, probably more of a 9 out of 10. And in all honesty, he just sounds like a kleptomaniac, and in all honesty, I think he might have also stole money from your mom as well. I'm just probably warning you that he may or may not have done that. And in all honesty, I think you should probably have told your mom this sooner, because so in that way, she probably would be able to put a stop to this. Just saying. That's just what I personally think. So, yeah. Bully, Gropes girl, gets his ass handed to him, and entitled parents try to expel the girl. Okay, so this is actually quite a short story, and it goes like this. So, there's this very small girl at the time in 8th grade, and her dad is a Brazilian Jiu Jitsu instructor. I don't know if that is what you would call it. Like, he has his own school and everything. Dad obviously taught her on how to defend herself. One day, a bully, male, in 12th grade, is getting a bit weird and starts trying to flirt with her, and she's very uncomfortable. Creepy bully persists to harassing this little girl for at least 5 minutes. He then gropes her, and I don't think anyone has ever hit a combo pack so quick. This girl has pulled off what she has got to be one of the fastest knockouts ever. She kicks him in the groin. Boy, that's gonna hurt. And follows it up with an uppercut, which flowed back and down onto an atomic elbow. This guy, grade 12, was out like a light in less than half of a second. Anyways, the parents to the bully started trying to take action and get this girl in as much trouble as possible for beating up their son. They called for a meeting with the principal and the girl's parents. The principal sided with them and then decided that the girl should leave their school. Dad is furious, but the school doesn't budge. Well, that's a really crappy principal. I mean, seriously. Is he just wanting to encourage sexual harassment and encourage victims of sexual harassment to just stick it out? And eventually, Dad says, "My daughter is staying at this school, and that sicko is leaving. He can either leave quietly and immediately, or we'll escalate this. We'll sue for sexual assault." Aye, that's good on that father, and come after both the school and the family. The school waived all punishment the girl had been given and expelled the bully on the spot. That dad could not be prouder of his daughter for knocking that creep, who is literally 3 times her size, out. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't be prouder if I was that dad. And in all honesty, I have to give this a 20 out of 10. I mean, really, those parents are seriously trying to defend somebody who's sexually harassing someone? Yeah, that's not going to help him in the future. I think with that, that's going to do it for today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.